Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use for free the Google Nano Banana AI. So, if you want to generate some images, or if you want to edit some photos from scratch, or maybe even combine some together for some fun creations, this beginner-friendly guide will get you started. So make sure to stay until first. Let's explain what Nano Banana is. It's a Google new image generation model plus some editing model integrated. Gemini. Officially, it's called Gemini 2.5 Flash Image. And as an example, it has a lot of good features. So let's just jump into it right now. First of all, you can just go and open any browser that you want, go to the URL section. You can either type Nano Banana as example, or you can just type Gemini right away. Once you do so, you will be taken here. So just go and avoid the Nano Banana link and go to Google AI Studio. Or, as an example, you can go to Google Gemini. Both will do the same, or take you to Google Gemini. So you can go and click on Try to Gemini, and you will be taken here. So, as you can see, we'll have here Gemini 2.5, as we said, the one that we want. Of course, we want the Flash, not the Pro. The Pro is an example for math, code, and reasoning and stuff like that. So, now as an example, let's just try it right away. So, as an example, I'm just going to ask, so create me like some sheep, as an example, eaten from Windows XP background. Just see the image that it will create. Keep in mind that Gemini is free to use, so you don't have to pay any. Of course, one other thing that I'll tell you, make sure that's to log in into your Google account. Why? If you want an example to keep your pictures and keep your chats, you will be able always to find them here if you're logged in into your account. If you're not logged in as example, you'll be able to generate your images, download your images. But if you go, as example, out of the tab and come back to it, you'll find the chat is lost forever and you will not be able to retrieve any old images that you created. Of course, basically, once you open it, you'll have just to start writing your prompt. Here's an example, things that you should include for some best outputs. Because create me some shapes with the 18 example from Windows XP background is not the greatest to get an example a desirable image. So make sure to write your prompts. And as I said, the things that you should include for best outputs should be, first of all, let's start by a subject. What do you want to see? Plus a scene. This is what I did. For example, Sheeps 18 and the scene from the Windows XP background. So this is good just as a subject plus scene. You'll need to add other things for a better image. Let's start an example by adding some style and mood and lighting. For example, you can add cinematic, minimal, photorealistic, an example, and etc. Optionally, you can add some aspect ratios example. So do you want it to be 1:1 or 16:9 as example, or 9? So basically, portrait or landscape, it's up to you. Nano Banana supports multiple aspects ratios. Then you'll be able to submit the prompt and wait for a few seconds for the image generation. And once the image is generated, you can refine by asking Gemini to adjust things, maybe change the background, tweak lighting, or just adjust some certain details. Nano Banana allows prompt-based edits. So as an example, I'm just going to try to edit this, and let's just add an example, some style or something like that. Make it, as an example, more realistic. Or maybe, yeah, photorealistic. I'm just going to add photorealistic. So let's see the image that will be created. And as you can see, it's already created an image. So it should keep it the same, but it will make it more photorealistic a bit. So it seems like there's no much difference in here because I guess the first one was more realistic. So let's try to make some tweaks or some changes. Make as an example, or make it at night time with like strong moonlights. Moon lights, not. And hit the enter button. And of course, you'll have to wait for the image until it's created. So of course, once the image is like created, you can always come here and ask them to generate or change something. As you can see, the details, it looks like a little bit of morning, but the pictures actually looks nice. So in here for you, make sure to try and edit the picture however you want. And you can also try to manage your aspects and composition because it's super important how your final image is framed. If you don't even example or if Gemini can't help you, there are a lot of tools that can help you do so. But it's better to create an image that is respecting the ratios example that you want. Of course, you can even use this Nano Banana as example via a lot of bots that you want, like WhatsApp. There is this WhatsApp bot, an example, that you can generate images right there. But I don't believe it's the as good as example as the Gemini right here. But I'm not very sure about that. They might have changes in the future example when you see this video. And before wrapping up this example, this video, there are some important things to know. Make sure to, or you'll have to know that all images, as example, includes sometimes a visible, as example, mark or watermark, as you can see at the bottom right, which will mean that this image is generated by Gemini or Nano Banana. But you'll be able to remove it with some certain example software, or you can even cut the image if you want to. But there are a lot of AIs that can even remove this for free without adding any watermark or without adjusting the quality of the picture. And one other thing is make sure to be explicit in your prompts to avoid any unexpected example output, especially with people, likenessness, or sensitive subjects. And make sure to respect the copyright/personal privacy when using images of people or merging styles from user created art. And make sure to always check the Google policy about content use responsibly. Some other tips, as example, that might help you is make sure to use some very specific descriptive prompts, lights, mood, texture, and colors. The more details you give, the better the result it will be. And make sure to use multiple image fusion for creative combination. And make sure to experiment with trend styles like 3D stuff and richer filters and blending scenes. And if one version doesn't turn out well, refine when prompt tweaks instead of scrapping and starting over. Of course, this tool cannot just create images for you. It can even edit on images. And it can even upscale some old images. As an example, I'm just going to here and type old images as example. And I'm just going, I want some not human, like old nature images. Like, just let's see something with black and white. And I'll do, I'll just take, an example, screenshots of this. I'm going to ask Gemini to color this. For example, color this picture. And let's see what the result will be. As I said, make sure to have a better prompts. That's what I'm doing here because this is just a final feature that I'm going to show you before wrapping up this video. So let's just see the colored image that will be from here. As you can see, this is black and white, even with a watermark right here. So let's see the result. As you can see, the result is insane. It's the watermark, unfortunately, but you can ask them to remove it if they want, but probably they won't do it, and it will make sometimes the image bad. So make sure to take an image example without a watermark. And as you can see, they make like an insane result. So from this image to this, they even upscale it. So yeah, which kind of images are you going to try first? Put that in the comment section. If you find this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more tutorials on the latest AI tools. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.